Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, and today I've got for you another great company to cover, and specifically this company is going to be in the fintech sector. The fintech sector is one of my top industries to be investing in, particularly because I'm a longer term investor and I think it's truly the way of the future. But today's company is eTORO. eTORO is coming to the market in the form of a SPAC merger like so many other companies have been, and I know a lot of people are starting to put a lot of hate on these SPAC mergers, but I think as long as you look into the company and not just the fact that it's a SPAC, then there is a lot of good companies that are also going public through these SPAC mergers. eTORO is coming to the market with a valuation of right around $10 billion. As we'll get to a little bit later in the video, eTORO is currently focusing on the crypto trading portion of things. And so when you compare them to a company like Coinbase with a valuation of around $100 billion for their upcoming IPO, eTORO looks like a true bargain. Now at this point, it seems to be the expectation that any sort of online trading app or company is going to provide commission-free trading. So we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the no hidden fees, that sort of thing. We're going to talk about the eTORO community trading program, and I think this is the big thing that sets them apart. So this community trading that eTORO offers comes in the form of their copy trader. And basically what that is putting out your money to exactly copy some of the most popular traders in the industry. And once again, this is currently for crypto only in the United States, but throughout the year, they expect that they'll be able to trade your average stocks on this platform in 2021. Now, what are some of the advantages for the investor? Well, there's no management fees like your typical ETF or index fund might have. You can copy up to 100 different influencers with a minimum of only $200, and so it provides a very low workload for the investor. It's a very passive form of investing. You put in your money, and the influencer, the popular investor, does all the work for you. Now, what are the advantages for the popular investor? Well, they get the brand recognition. If they have something like a YouTube channel or some sort of service that they provide, that will bring recognition to that service, and they also do get directly paid as a part of the popular investor program. So what exactly would an example of this potentially look like? Well, in this case, we have John, who is our trading expert, and we have Amy, who's going to be using the copy trading system. And so in this case, she found John through their digital trading community in which he posted an idea about an Apple trade. So she finds him, looks into his profile. You can see that they even have a little description. He says his investing strategy is about tech and pharmacy. And so after she decides that that's something that she's interested in, and she likes the fact that he has a 42% gain in 2020, she can set up the amount of money that she wants to copy. In this case, it's $1,000, and you can even set up a stop loss of sorts. You can see this says stop copying if copy value drops below $600. Once again, you can do this with up to 100 different people and a minimum of just $200 per person. So this is a great way to get extreme portfolio diversity, and you can see exactly what you might expect because it will show you their exact returns from the previous year. So let's take a quick look at their big statistics. Well, last year they came in at $605 million in revenue, which was right around 150% growth from the previous year. They also have 1.2 million funded accounts, so this is certainly not a small platform. One thing that I think is particularly interesting is if you look at funded accounts by region, you can see that right around 70% of them are from Europe, and 20% are from the Asia-Pacific region. Only 8% of them are from the Americas, and as we know, the United States is arguably the largest country for investing, and they haven't even really tapped into it yet, I think largely due to the fact that they don't offer stock trading here. As I mentioned earlier though, they are expected to bring out that feature in 2021, so look for huge growth in this category throughout the duration of this year. We're already starting to see huge growth in the monthly registrations and monthly trades in 2021, and this is largely due to the general crypto boom, and I think it will be pushed even further once stock trading gets put out in the United States. You can see that in just the first month of 2021, these numbers almost tripled from the year prior, so I'm super excited to see what they're looking like by the end of this year. Here's one thing that I love about eToro's potential. It's the fact that they're not trying to expand themselves beyond what they have their expertise in. They know that they're a digital platform, and they're just fine with that 20% market share of an $80 trillion market. There are 72 million millennials, which is the largest generation in the history of the United States. And what type of investing are millennials interested in? Well, they're interested in crypto investing, and they're interested in easy-to-use digital apps. You can also see that there is $30 trillion that is going to be transferred from the boomer generation down to this millennial generation. So as this transformation begins to occur, we're going to see huge jumps in revenue in all digital trading platforms. Another thing that I love about eToro as an investment is just how good they are with their marketing. In 2021, they plan to invest right around $400 million into this marketing, and they expect to have made it back in only 5.5 months. That's less than half of the year, and their return on their investment is already brought back. And over the course of the next 5 years, they expect that $400 million to make them right around $1.6 billion. That is over 4 times what they originally invested. And if you look at their previous investments from previous years, they back up these numbers pretty well. This estimate that they have is nothing overly ambitious and has been done in the past. So if anything, I expect they may exceed their expectation of $1.6 billion in the next 5 years. Let's go ahead and look at their evaluation. This is one of the biggest things that people hate about SPAC mergers because they say that a lot of these companies are just largely overvalued. This is certainly not the case with eToro. You can see that their net revenue compound annual growth rate is roughly the same as this high growth fintech sector, and that is what I'm going to be mainly comparing them to. In terms of their evaluation per 2022 revenue, it is right around 10 times versus that high growth is sitting at 26 times on average. Their growth adjusted evaluation per that same revenue is also significantly lower at right around 0.3 times versus 0.8 times. And one of the things that makes me feel the most secure about this merger is the history of this fintech acquisition corp led by Mrs. Cohen. I don't know too much about these first 4 mergers to be honest with you, but the returns look pretty good with a 90% return on Card Connect, 65% on Intermex, and I do know a lot about these last 2 companies of Metromile and Payoneer. I actually did a video about both of them, so make sure to go to the channel, check those out. Metromile is up 50% since those lows that we hit in the last week or so. And Payoneer actually just signed an agreement with Visa, so they're on their way to some huge growth as well. If you did go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you leave a like down below to show your appreciation. We love to have you as a subscriber, so hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so you see our videos right away. But other than that, we'll see you in the next one.